Okay, so there was a question that was sent to Neville Goddess, Maggie, and Maggie sent it off to myself and then also Tim Grimes to answer the question without any of us having any kind of conversation about what this question was, or kind of what our viewpoints were on it or what we thought, etc. I think it's a really cool idea to be able to get some different perspectives and kind of see maybe where we differ, and maybe don't see, things exactly the same. And in a nutshell, this question was asking, okay, if everything's coming from me and my reality is being shaped by my beliefs and the things that I feel about myself and that I tell myself, how did I end up with this really remarkable love in my life when I was in one of the darkest moments of my life? So this person shared that they were in a very dark place and that they ended up meeting this remarkable person, and this person loved them dearly, and they don't understand, like, how did this happen? If everything's coming from me, it's really bright out here. If everything's coming from me and I was in such a dark place, I didn't see my self-worth, I didn't have self-love, my concept of myself was in the tank. How did I end up with somebody so wonderful and that loved me so deeply? And it seems like now, 15 years later, they're still together, and I think that that's amazing and wonderful. So I will first say that with any of this, one of the big things that I definitely admit and don't have an issue saying is that there are some things that I'm just never going to fully understand. Um, and there are a lot of parts to this world that I just don't understand, and I don't know that I ever will. But I do have some theories around how this kind of stuff happens, because I think it happens to a lot of people and they kind of have these questions of like, well, wait a minute, this doesn't make sense. And vice versa. If I was on top of the world, how did something so bad happen? Here's the thing about planting seeds. We often don't remember the seeds that we planted. And we also don't realize that sometimes those seeds go through, oh gosh, sorry, there's a beautiful hummingbird. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to show it, but he's flying just around my house. I want everybody to see him. Can you see him? I think he flew away. Okay, sorry, I got so distracted because it was like so close. I'm not sure if you saw him when I should put my phone over that way. Um, Back on track. So there's, you never realize when you plant a seed. So we all watch, like, or most of us, I shouldn't say we all, I shouldn't put that out there, but we watch these like Disney movies, or we have movies and books that talk about how a charming prince comes in and just kind of sweeps you off your feet and saves you in your darkest of times. That very easily can plant a seed within your mind, and that seed is almost stemming from the belief that you'll meet your Prince Charming at your lowest moments. Or, and I'm not saying that everybody who watches a Disney movie feels the same way or is going to have the same experience, but it could be what would address something like this, that you planted the seed many years ago, and part of meeting kind of this person was to end up in this really unfortunate position where you're suffering and you're kind of lost because you have these beliefs that that's what comes before my hair is being crazy, that's what comes before finding true love and being able to meet somebody and move forward with them. And I know that this is kind of a ridiculous response to some people, and I used to feel the same way. And even when I started to have these feelings that this is the way it worked, I was like, hold the phone, that doesn't make any sense. But truly it does. If you have any kind of underlying belief that either you'll be rescued, or that Prince Charmings come in when women, need it, or that, the most remarkable woman will walk into your life when you least expect it, even if that is planted in your mind from a movie that you watch, a book that you read, you may not actually remember planting that seed. And this is something that Neville Goddard talks about a lot, that when you have these things happen in your life, you don't understand it because you don't recall when you planted the seed. So that's always my response to this, is that even if your self-concept is in the tank, you still could have a belief that is framed around being rescued or finding love when you're at your lowest point. And I'm using like movies and books as an example. That doesn't necessarily mean that's where it came from. It could be from, things that were planted from your parents or from friends as you were growing up, or things that you saw around you and the type of experiences that you had as you got older. So those are my beliefs. This is kind of can be in anything where people, are feeling down and have something amazing happen to them, or they're feeling up and something crappy happens to them. It all goes back to you planting a seed that you just don't remember.